Hi guys, it's Chris with City Your Homestead and time for supper. So before I get started, if you could like, share, subscribe, make comments, that would be wonderful. I am doing a special request from Uncle Charlie, and I did them, but I think quite a while ago. But he got me to thinking I had some leftover something, so I can do it. We're going to do our Taco Tuesday, but today is going to be Taco Bell's Beefers. So, if you remember, I had all that taco meat left the other day, and I froze it. So, we're going to use that up today. I'm hoping to get enough for 5 sandwiches so that Tom has enough for 2 tomorrow. If we get less than that, that's fine. If we get more than that, that's fine too. I'm going to add a little bit of water because a lot of times when you freeze your meat, it will get, you know, a little bit drier. So I'm going to get that to warming. And then people have been asking about Jack. And I'm not going to get into the personals of it, anything like that, but we are not friends anymore. So he won't be over here to eat anything, shopping with me, nothing. And honestly, I'm good with it. So I hope that doesn't affect our relationship between you and I, but it's just, it was for the best, to be honest. So let's get on with this. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is dice up some onions. And you know what's really funny is that I really liked these the last time we made them, and so did Tom. And I don't remember them at Taco Bell. But then, you know, actually, my parents didn't do too much Taco Bell. If we went out to dinner, it was at a sit-down, and, you know, we had a nice meal that was affordable. My parents we didn't eat out a lot. And so, yeah, I don't remember them. I know that they were a big thing at one point, but I truly just don't remember. I'm going to dice up this whole onion. I know I'm not going to need it all, but I'm going to dice it up anyway. And then just put it in a bag for when I do need it. I'm trying to keep my dices pretty small. This is going to be super easy, especially since the meat's already cooked. And I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, Charlie, I got something to do with my leftovers. Because you always think, well, what am I going to use with that leftovers that you have? You know what I mean? And, well, Charlie, thank you for the idea. I do appreciate that big time. I'm going to add just a little bit more water to that. Alright. Now, not all of them said tomatoes, but a few of them did, so we're going to do tomatoes. These are actually fresh out of my garden. So, no much better to do than that, huh? My tomatoes did not get very big this year. Usually they're really big. But this year, I think it's because it got so hot that they just didn't have a chance to do what they needed to do. And they're starting to redden up pretty quick now, but yeah, I've heard that because of the weather, that really has stunted a lot of the tomato crop. But my goal is to at least get 36 jars of diced tomatoes in pints. I have, you know, tomatoes downstairs in quarts. But it's nice when it's just the two of us to actually be able to have just a pint of it. And, you know, it's just enough for the two of us, which is good. Until, you know, you make chili or something like that, then of course, with the chili, you're going to use quarts. I think this will be more than enough tomato. I just took a couple off the vine today, not very many. I was hoping for some great big huge ones so we could have awesome tomato sandwiches, but we have had a couple of tomato sandwiches already, so that's good. That should be more than enough tomatoes. Alright, let's put this stuff off to the side. Look at that. It's going to be wonderful. So I'm going to put that in the back, and I'm just going to let it kind of just like simmer a little bit. Put it on low, just enough to keep it hot. So now you don't want just a beefer, you want a side something, right? So if you guys know, I freeze up my rice. I'm going to break it up here a little bit. And we're going to do something that Tom loves. I said, well, I could do that box one. He goes, no. Do yours. And I'm like, okay, I will do mine. So I'm going to take that bag of frozen rice, and I'm going to take a pint jar of my Rotel tomatoes that I make myself, and we're going to pour that in there. And we're going to get that turned on. And we're going to just start getting that mixed together. I leave the juice and everything in there because you want that rice to, you know, soak it up. And so if you're using canned Rotel, do the same thing. Don't drain it. I still got a couple frozen pieces in there. Alrighty. Alright, so we're going to let that cook for a little bit and let it get nice and hot and get all the rice mixed in, or all the juice mixed in and everything else. So I'll be back when that's ready. Alright, so the rice is all together, warmed up, everything else, so let's put these beefers together. Might help if I had my spoon, huh? Now we're going to put that beef right on top of the hamburgers, buns, just like so. I have 2 over here too for Tom's lunch. Hopefully I got enough for 6. If not, I'll just have 1 time. No biggie. Oh yeah, we got enough meat. Definitely have enough meat. So look at that taco meat that we had left over. Actually is going to make another meal. And all I had to do was warm it back up. There, and that's all of it. Awesome. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put some shredded cheese on it, and you can use whatever kind you like. We're going to just put shredded cheese right on top of that, and with the hot meat it should start melting a little bit. If it doesn't melt, it's not a big deal. Alrighty. Look at there. Then I had some of that shredded lettuce still left. You're going to add shredded lettuce to it. This will actually make for a really good sandwich. I could see why they were popular, because they are like a taco on a bun, you know, basically. And then we're going to do some tomatoes. Put extra on his over here because he loves tomatoes. Alrighty. And then we're going to do our diced onions on top of that. And since they're your beefers, you can do whatever you want. You know, if you wanted to add, you know, salsa to it, anything like that, you certainly could. So I'm going to put his buns on over here. And I'll transfer them to 2 different plates here in a minute. Alrighty. Look at that, Uncle Charlie. So, how about if I take a quick taste? To me, they're like a sloppy Joe. Mmm. Taco on a bun. Alrighty, I'm going to get these plates set up. Tom should be home soon, and we'll meet you at the table. Well, hi, Tom.
Hello.
Dinner took a little bit longer, him getting home, so he's cutting his bun with the stuff so that it doesn't fall all apart and make a big mess. And that's dinner. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Yummy, yummy.
Belle's out here begging for food now. You can try your rice.
We'll do that right now. Good.
You like it with the rotel, huh?
The Spanish rice?
It's what you like, the rice with the rotel.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Spanish rice, what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of. So winner, Taco Bell dinner.
Yeah. We're Taco Bell dinner.
Alrighty. You guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing, and goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
You guys have a great night.